Now we are going to enter the last phylum in kingdom Animalia, that is phylum Chordata. Fish, reptiles, birds, mammals like the tiger and human, and also the lancelet, all are grouped into the same phylum, that is phylum Chordata. This is because we all at some point in our life share the same 5 characteristics of chordates. So we are going to look at the unique characteristics in phylum Chordata by using lancelet or Amphioxus species as our example. So what are the 5 characteristics in chordate? We have the notochords, pharyngeal slits, nerve cord, muscular post-anal tail, and also myotomes. So this is the set or a set of 5 characteristics that all chordates have. The first characteristics is the presence of notochord. But before that, let's look at this picture. The one on the right is the structure for adult lancelet. And the picture on the left is the structure of embryo for land animals, such as the birds, the mammals, and the reptiles all has almost similar structure of embryo. And if you can see, the notochord lies between the nerve cords and also the digestive tract. Also similar in the embryo structure. The notochord will develop into vertebral column, or also known as the backbone in human and also the bone in fish, to provide the skeletal support to the body. The second characteristic is the pharyngeal slits. Pharyngeal slits is the structure that connects the mouth with the digestive tracts. The function of pharyngeal slits is to allow water that enter through the mouth to be filtered out before entering the digestive tract. So water will enter the mouth and some of it will come out through the pharyngeal slit before some of them will enter the digestive tract. In tetrapod, means that animal with 4 legs, the pharyngeal slits will develop into jaw, rahang, and also the mouth. And if in aquatic fishes, the pharyngeal slit will develop into gills. Here is the gills of the fish. Next is the presence of tubular nerve cord. As you can see in the picture, both structure contain the nerve cord. Here in the embryo and here in the lancelet structure. The nerve cord is important to develop into the nervous system, which is the brain and also the spinal cord in human, okay, and also in other chordata animals, where the brain and also all of our nervous system came from the nerve cord. The next one, chordata also contain muscular post-anal tail, which means tails that grow beyond the anus. Usually, the anal tail contain skeletal elements and also muscle, which provide propulsive forces for locomotion, usually in fish. So the tail in fish contain bone and muscle so that it can create force for locomotion of the fish. But in human, we do not need any tail. That is why our post-anal tail regress, means that dia memendek, okay, into tailbone. Here in this picture here, this is the tailbone in human. And finally, All chordata contains myotomes. What is myotomes? Basically, is one of the series in the muscle blocks. As you can see here is the arrangement of muscle in human, where myotomes means one series or one layer of muscle. So this is one myotome, this is the second myotome, the third, and so on. Myotomes is much more prominent in fishes, where we can see the myotomes, where each layer is represent one myotome. So this layer is one myotome, and this layer is another myotome. So myotome is the one series or one layer in the muscle blocks. Okay. So these are the 5 characteristics that all chordates have. And we use lancelet as our example for this phylum because lancelet retain the characteristics. For example, human, we do not retain the characteristic. The characteristic will develop into something, into our backbone, into our brain, into our nervous system. But in lancelet, the 5 characteristics stay the same until they reach adulthood. So that's why we can observe the characteristics, the 5 characteristics in Amphioxus species. So we take lancelet as our model. And that is all for this phylum.